Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your SmackDown results and 205 Live results from the week of June the 12th, 2018. Birthdays: Ted DiBiase's former personal assistant Virgil turned 56 years old on June the 12th. It's also Canadian legend Jacques Rougeau's birthday. He turned 58. June 13th birthday, Thrasher from the Headbangers, Brian Knob's wife. Mike Jones, Vincent, 1962. June 15th birthday, Scott the Flash Norton. He was born 1958. And Brad Armstrong. He was born 1961. Rusev gave an update today on Twitter saying that he was pressing charges after the Sheraton head of security said it was his fault for leaving his items in his room. Rusev also noted that a police report was filed and that a do not disturb sign was left on the door at the time of the theft. You can also see two of Rusev's related tweets. You can hear the tweets related below. Rusev Bowl, thank you at Sheraton Hotels, Memphis, for cleaning the room and stealing my wife's camera and money from my wallet. Dig in. I'm prosecuting, especially after the head of security said it's my fault for leaving my stuff in the room. Heck, don't you leave clothes in the room? They didn't steal the clothes. Ryan Satin just called at Sheraton, Memphis for about at Real Page WB, Atlanta WB, at Rusev Bowl, claiming that they had items stolen from their room. The operator put me on hold, then picked up saying no comment and hung up on me before I could respond. Definitely hitting up corporate. WWE also announced that the Andre Almas versus Sakara match was scheduled for tonight's SmackDown show has been changed. The official announcement at WWE.com said that WWE report cited a shoulder injury that Sin Cara suffered during the angle he did with Almas. If it's a storyline injury, I wonder if it will heal in time for the match to be held at the Money in the Bank kickoff show. They advertised it. Brothers versus somebody as for the pre-show as well. WWE has announced that Sin Cara is unable to compete due to the shoulder injury. Storyline is that he suffered the injury during last Tuesday's backstage attack at the hands of Andre Cien Almas. And below is WWE's announcement on Cara's status. Sin Cara not cleared for competition after being attacked by Andre Cien Almas. Sin Cara not cleared for competition this week, as WWE has learned. The Masked Man was originally scheduled to face his former friend, Andre Almas, on SmackDown Live, but due to a shoulder injury suffered when Almas attacked him last Tuesday, Sin Cara will not be able to battle. Cara vs. Almas was set to take place on SmackDown, but the match has been nixed. It would be noted that Cara worked weekend live events, losing to Almas. Also worth noting that the B Team versus Raw Tag Team Champions Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt has not been confirmed for Sunday's Money in the Bank pay-per-view as of the video, but they did accept the challenge on the WWE live event from Bossier City on June the 10th. Matt and Bray addressed the new number one contenders with a wacky promo on last night's Raw. Here's a video link from a weekend live event, the same link that was posted in Bossier City, with the champions delivering another warning. Matt saying the B in the B Team will stand for broken before this is all over. They did the promo in Bossier, also accepting the challenge of the B Team, and it was posted on Raw as well. Page toured into the Sheraton Hotel in Memphis where the WWE stayed at. Most of the WWE superstars stayed at. She said that things were stolen from rooms, while also adding that as guests, they were made to feel as if they were the inconvenience. Apparently, there were some other superstars that had some stuff stolen as well, but nothing I have found to commemorate that. Major League Baseball's Boston Red Sox have announced WWE night at Fenway Park for Wednesday, July 11th. Boston will be playing the Texas Rangers that night. Fans who purchase tickets will also receive WWE-themed Dustin Pedroia bobbleheads. Kofi Kingston will be throwing out the ceremonial first pitch that night, and 50 fans with tickets will be chosen for the special photo op with Kofi before the game. Also advertised for that same game, Xavier Woods as well as Big E. There's speculation on Ricochet suffering an injury at Monday's WWE NXT Live event in Paris, France. Entrance video at this link here from Paris. Ricochet teamed with Johnny Gargano to defeat Tommaso Ciampa and the Velveteen Dream, which was originally advertised to be a singles match with Ricochet versus Dream and Gargano versus Ciampa. The end of the match saw Ricochet hit a suicide dive on Dream while Gargano made Ciampa tap out. A fan on Twitter noted that Ricochet landed awkwardly and was slow to get up as the referee threw up the dreaded X symbol. He was then helped to the back by an official, but returned to the ring to celebrate with Gargano. Ricochet draped himself in a French flag and celebrated, showing no real signs of an injury. Ricochet is currently scheduled to face the Velveteen Dream at Saturday's TakeOver in Chicago 2 event. Once I get the results, I'll post that along with the pay-per-view results. The roster is headed back home to prepare for the big event. And here's a video of the dive in Paris from the tweet about returning to the United States. Ricochet then missed Tuesday's NXT Live event in Belgium after being scheduled. Mess Bucket Comics has announced a new comic series on WWE Hall of Famer Roddy Piper to be written by Dominic Riggio and illustrated by Eric Hodson. Here's a teaser tweet from Mess Bucket and comment from Piper's widow, Kitty Toombs. At Mess Bucket Mess Bucket Comics is proud to announce our newest project. We will be publishing a comic book for Roddy Piper, written by Dominic Riggio and illustrated by at Dreaded Dinosaur. More details to come. Xavier Woods has been announced as a playable character in the Super Bomberman R video game, available on Xbox One, PS4, and Steam. Woods is featured in his New Day attire with a unicorn horn and Francesca the trombone. John Cena is set to star in a new action thriller movie with movie legend Jackie Chan, according to Hollywood Reporter. The working title of the movie is called Project X. Well, there are 2 other movies called Project X. Are they remakes of the Matthew Broderick film with the monkeys? I doubt it. And it's scheduled to be released next year. Cena is replacing Sylvester Stallone, who originally tapped to star alongside Chan. The movie focuses on a Chinese private security contractor, being Chan's character, who is called in to extract oil workers from China, run oil refinery in the Middle East after it was attacked. Chan's character teams up with Cena's character, a former Marine, to stop the attackers after discovering that the real plan is to steal a fortune in oil. The movie is being produced by Chan, along with Joe Tam, Esmond Wren, and Hans Canosa. Arash Amel wrote the screenplay. Need for Speed director Scott Woe is set to direct the movie. Cena has 2 more significant starring roles in upcoming movies: Transformers spinoff Bumblebee, which hits theaters on December 21st. The Jansen Directive, which hits sometime in 2019. That's a movie The Rock produced, and he replaced The Rock in that movie. Or 2020, when it's also, like I said, it's produced by The Rock. The Wrap has released a new clip on Stephanie McMahon's appearance on the Celebrity Boss edition of Undercover Boss, which airs this Friday, as I'm doing this video on Saturday. Late getting everything done this week, and what have you. Stephanie adopts a southern accent and wears a blonde wig, posing as a single mom named Sam, who was trying to learn more about WWE for her blog. Vince McMahon is featured on the episode, but the website didn't have the link itself posted. The SmackDown Tag Team title match between the Bludgeon Brothers and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson has now been moved from the main card to the pre-show. Advertised during the TV episode, The Bar faced Gallows and Anderson in a dark match before SmackDown Live in a losing effort. The match ended after Gallows pinned Cesaro following a Magic Killer. SmackDown Live on the USA Network from Memphis, Tennessee at the FedEx Forum. Daniel Bryan versus Shelton Benjamin was announced at the top of the show, along with Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy and Rusev versus Samoa Joe. Lana, Naomi, Becky, and Charlotte were in the ring with Paige for a summit. Paige introduced them and then told them they all had the opportunity to bring the Money in the Bank contract and change their lives forever. She mentioned the Raw women in the match and then hyped up the women in the ring as having earned their spots and being qualified. She said she didn't care which one of them won, as long as they brought the briefcase back to her house. Lana said she would, and Naomi got feisty with her. They argued about dancing for a moment. Naomi said that she was the winner of the first ever WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal, but Charlotte said that the only reason she did because she wasn't in the match. Charlotte ran down her resume and said the only accomplishment she has left to achieve is winning the Money in the Bank. Becky gave her list of accomplishments, but said she was tired of talking about who she was, instead of wanting to talk about I am. She said that she would grab the briefcase, would cash in on Asuka or Carmella, and would be the SmackDown Women's Champion again. Well, the Iconics interrupted and did a series of impressions mocking the women in the ring. They mocked Becky's accent, Charlotte's use of her father's mannerisms, and Naomi's glow entrance. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville made their way down to where the Iconics were standing on the walkway. And Sonya said that the talent outside the ring was greater than the talent inside of it. Becky asked the other women if they were thinking what she was thinking. She gave a quick countdown, or up, and they all ran down and brawled at ringside. And they were all separated by referees. They showed some video clips are shown of Daniel Bryan and Shelton Benjamin's history in the building in Memphis. And then Bryan was shown backstage. Their match was up next. Commercial break. The Iconics continued to whiff with their antics. At least for me, Charlotte came across as pretty heelish with her promo, and Becky was a solid babyface choice. There are several story layers in the 8 women tag that will get announced after the break. I assume that the team heading into Money in the Bank implodes later on in the show. Daniel Bryan being shown backstage. Yes, chanting to himself. Obligatory 8-woman tag match was made during the break. Video was shown of Daniel Bryan's WWE interview from last week where he said he'd tap out Big Cass because he hasn't trained hard enough and isn't skilled enough to live up to his promise. Shelton Benjamin then made his entrance in the arena in his first match. Shelton Benjamin versus Daniel Bryan. Bryan hit a shoulder block and tried to drag Shelton down to the mat for a yes lock. But Shelton avoided it with a mat reversal. Bryan bent up Shelton into the pinning predicament. But Shelton kicked out of 2. Shelton got to his feet and kicked Bryan's leg out from underneath him on the apron to the floor. Shelton then dropped Bryan knee first on the announce table on the outside. Shelton continued to attack the knee during the break. He wrenched on it. He wrenched it in on the ropes and used the ring and barricades on the outside. Then applied a half crab in the ring as Bryan was forced to fight for the rope to escape. Bryan got to his feet, drop kicked Shelton's knee out from underneath him, and then hit a dragon screw leg whip to the same knee. Then he hit some kicks to the chest and wrapped Shelton's knee around the second rope. Bryan placed Shelton on the top rope and climbed it, but Shelton slipped out and hit a rising knee. Shelton hit a superplex and landed partially on the left knee. Bryan got to the ropes just as Shelton went for the pay dirt, and he held on so the move missed. Bryan went for the yes lock, but Benjamin powered out and turned the move into a half crab. Bryan was able to reverse his way out of it and locked in the heel hook and got the tap out victory. Bryan defeated Shelton Benjamin in 11 minutes 33 seconds. The announce team plugged the Money in the Bank pay-per-view and went over the card. They then threw some video of Shinsuke Nakamura's mind games with AJ Styles over the past several weeks. Backstage, AJ Styles was shown heading out next into a commercial. Really enjoyed Shelton and Bryan. Easily Shelton's best TV performance since his WWE return. The mount reversals, limb targeting, and straightforward story in the ring made it easy to follow and well executed to boot. The final sequence with the submission reversals is something we don't often see in WWE anymore. It makes me look forward to whenever they get around to putting Samoa Joe and Bryan in longer matches. Backstage segment with Asuka telling Paige she wanted Carmella tonight. Paige said she couldn't do that, but she would make the match later tonight a 10-woman tag. Asuka said it would be good for her, but bad for Carmella. Miz was wearing a ref shirt and has his karate headband, and Paige asked him what he was doing. He said he was studying for a role where he was a mentor of a dog that was going to ref the main event of WrestleMania. She told him she knows what he was doing. He has to be the referee of Rusev and Samoa Joe. And surprisingly, she granted his request. We then get a Nakamura and Styles video package hyping the Money in the Bank. Jerry the King Lawler made his way to the area next to the stage, as he's from Memphis. He explained the Last Man Standing match for Sunday, and then welcomed AJ Styles. He told AJ that he slapped Nakamura last week like he once slapped Andy Kaufman. Lawler asked him why he slapped him. AJ said he got under his skin and he lost it. Styles said he would probably apologize for not kicking his head off his shoulders. Styles said if Nakamura wants to act like a child, he'll continue to be a man and be the last man standing. He said he would walk out of Money in the Bank the same way he walked in, and that's as the WWE champion. Backstage segment with Danilo Afibio was explaining to Miz how to be a ref. Don't even know the guy because I didn't see that segment. Rusev versus Samoa Joe was next. The AJ promo was a bit of a miss for me. It wasn't bad, but it did nothing to increase the interest of the match. I'm sure it was nice for the Memphis locals to see Jerry the King Lawler, but he didn't add anything to it either. The video package was more effective, honestly. Hopefully, this is the end of the conflict for tonight. And we see Shinsuke play some more games with AJ. The Miz made his entrance, followed by Aiden English giving Rusev his intro, and then finally Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe versus Rusev, with the Miz as the referee. Action spilled outside early, with Joe knocking Rusev out into the apron, then hitting a dive through the ropes. Commercial break. Joe had Rusev in a headlock. Rusev turned it around and hit a jawbreaker, and then climbed to his feet. Joe mowed him down with a body block, and then covered for a 2 count. Things slowed down again as they cut to a picture-in-picture promo for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Joe hit a lariat and knocked Rusev down. They then charged at Rusev in the corner, but ate a boot. Rusev fired up and hit palm strikes and 2 kicks. He then fired up for the Machka kick, but Joe avoided it and attempted to coke in a clutch. English attracted the Miz, and then Joe squashed the Miz in the corner. He then knocked English off the apron. Rusev ran at Joe, but got caught with a Uranagi out of the corner. Joe then approached Miz and grabbed him by the wrist. Rusev used this as an opportunity to hit Joe with a Machka kick. He then covered Joe and got the pinfall. And the match took 12 minutes and 11 seconds. After the match, English tossed a ladder into the ring. Rusev hit Joe with it. Rusev set it up to get the briefcase, but Miz surprised him with a skull-crushing finale and grabbed the briefcase for himself. He then slapped the briefcase on the announce table and said he would cash in that contract with the WWE Championship. He then opened the briefcase to find it filled with pancakes. Backstage, New Day had the contract and some pancake batter. They laughed hysterically as Miz fumed with anger. The 10-woman tag was then hyped by the announce crew, as well as Nakamura versus Hardy. That match runs next. Commercial break. I guess that loss wasn't technically clean, but they didn't protect Joe as much as I would have expected. The match was also hopelessly broken up by commercials, which ruined any chance for any flow. The pancake bit was funny, but why would Miz care if the briefcase hadn't actually won, yet was filled with pancakes? That would have been a bit bitter saved for if someone had actually won the briefcase and New Day had stolen the contract. Jeff Hardy made his entrance, followed by Shinsuke Nakamura. The third match of the night, Nakamura versus Hardy. Hardy took control early on. He also seemed to be favoring that limp. The action spilled outside as Nakamura bailed from the ring and challenged Hardy to follow him. Hardy followed and had to pull Shinsuke back to the floor as he attempted to escape back into the ring. Hardy then hit a splash off the apron back to the floor. Hardy sold a knee injury as the match wore on. He stumbled out of an Irish whip, and the referee had to check on him several times to see if he could continue. After each Nakamura attack, the ref checked on him as he grabbed at his leg and lower back. Hardy went on an offensive streak and caught Nakamura with some strikes and a signature leg drop. He went for a springboard corner kick, but Nakamura shoved him into the center of the ring and then kicked him. Nakamura draped Hardy over the top rope, but Hardy escaped before he could hit a knee strike. Hardy hit a whisper in the wind and got a near fall. Hardy went up top again, but Nakamura knocked him down and hit a knee strike directly to his lower back. Nakamura couldn't capitalize as Hardy avoided Kasasha and hit a twist of fate and swanton bomb. Hardy couldn't get the pin right away because of his back, and Nakamura got his foot on the ropes for his late cover. Nakamura escaped to the outside, and Hardy rolled him back into the center ring. Hardy set up for the twist of fate again, but Nakamura got himself DQ'd with an intentional low blow. He then hit the Kasasha and made an audible 10 count in the ring, counting himself. And Jeff Hardy defeated Shinsuke Nakamura by DQ in 10 minutes 44 seconds. Backstage segment, Carmella was interviewed by Renee Young. Carmella told Renee to move as she was taking an Instagram photo and didn't want her in it. Renee asked if she was concerned about her Money in the Bank title defense. She said she wasn't concerned at all. Charlotte Flair beat Asuka, and she beat Charlotte twice. She asked Renee if she had seen her leave Asuka laying last week. She said Becky, Charlotte, Naomi, and Asuka should be very concerned, but she wasn't worried at all. 10-woman tag was next. Commercial break. Nakamura versus Hardy wasn't as good as the opening match between Bryan and Shelton, but I enjoyed the finish, if only because Nakamura continued to cement his heel tendencies and get reactions from the crowd. It might have felt cheap if this was another pay-per-view match with a screwjob finish, but for a TV match, it's forgivable, and it makes sense for the Nakamura character. They also protected Hardy enough that he didn't lose much in the loss. Carmella being an overconfident heel champion is not a choice I would have made, and she was much more hateable when she was supremely obnoxious. Backstage segment with Big Cass cutting a promo about how tall he is. He has a roller coaster height requirement sign from a local amusement park, and said Daniel Bryan was the only member of the SmackDown roster not tall enough to ride. He said a good big man beats a good little man every time. And on Sunday, Bryan will come crashing down when he tried to rise to his level. Announcers then went through the pay-per-view card again, and then we get the babyface ring entrances for the main event. They aren't writing Cass very good material. He's giving it a decent effort on the delivery, but it comes across pretty insincere. Carmella made her entrance after the break. Other heels were already waiting on her at ringside. Video was shown of Carmella hitting a super kick on Asuka last week. Naomi and Becky Lynch and Charlotte and Lana and Asuka versus the Iconics and Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose and Carmella. Naomi and Lana worked over Sonya Deville early on. Lana hit a neck breaker, but couldn't capitalize on Sonya. Backed her into the heel corner and tagged in Carmella. She entered and hit some strikes, but Lana escaped and tagged in Becky Lynch, who entered the match on fire. She hit several kicks and strikes, followed by an exploding suplex. Carmella managed to pull her into the heel corner, where they were able to make quick tags and cut off the ring. And then you go to commercial. Sonya continued to punish Becky in the ring, hitting a spear to cover for a 2 count. Billie Kay tagged in and applied a face lock. This went on for eternity due to a picture-in-picture break, after which Becky hit a drop kick and tagged in Charlotte. She cleaned the heels from the apron and then took it to Peyton Royce in the ring with chops. She then hit a suplex on Billy Kay and hit a spear on Peyton. Charlotte then climbed to the top rope and kicked Carmella to the floor in the process. She went for the moonsault, but Peyton got the knees up. Sonya and Mandy both hit running knees to Charlotte, but she was able to tag out to Asuka. Mandy went for a double underhook suplex, but it was reversed into an Asuka lock. All 10 women then entered the ring, and the match broke all over the place. Charlotte hit the moonsault to ringside. Sonya and Mandy tossed Becky hard into a barricade. Carmella was a legal woman and blindsided Asuka with a super kick. She covered, but Lana made a save. Mandy took Lana out to the floor, and Asuka managed to tap out Carmella a short time later with the Asuka lock. So Naomi, Becky, Charlotte, and Lana and Asuka defeated Carmella, Sonya, Mandy, and the Iconics in 12 minutes, 55 seconds. After the match, women all surrounded Asuka as she celebrated. They all looked up at the briefcase and backed down at her. And they'd have to cash in on her if she captured the championship on Sunday. The last 2 minutes were pretty fast and furious, but otherwise it's a pretty uneventful match. The show was a bit uneventful as well. It really dragged at times, and this long break in between special events seemed to have thrown off WWE enough that they lost all sense of urgency or excitement with the stories being told into the show. Money in the Bank is a fairly high-stakes show with a lot of blood feuds and championships being contested, but it doesn't feel like enough characters were developed to maximize the impact of the high stakes. I hope I come away from the show on Sunday more optimistic about the future than I am about the show. 205 Live results aired from Memphis, Tennessee at the FedEx Forum. They started off with a teaser video narrated by Jake Maverick as Maverick addressed Hideo Itami interfering in last week's main event. Maverick said Itami was not permitted to compete or appear on this week's show. Maverick then hyped a few matches for this episode of 205 Live. Vic Joseph, Nigel McGuinness, Percy Watson checked on the commentary. Joseph said his contractually obligated line of calling 205 Live the most exciting hour on television. The Lucha House Party trio made their entrance. Kalisto brought out a pinata on wheels, which had a cutout of Drew Gulak's face on it. Their opponents were shown backstage getting ready and interviewed by Dasha Fentez. Fentez asked them why they were teaming up. Brian Kendrick talked about how he and Gallagher have to go through the team calling themselves the best tag team in 205 Live. Gallagher said that they teamed up to counter Lucha House Party's number advantage. Gulak said his vision for the better 205 Live is not a Lucha Fiesta, but a technical masterclass where he has enlisted two professors in Gallagher and Kendrick. Gulak said when you step in the ring with him, you will tap out. Ready for these three guys to split to bigger and better things. Already said that Kendrick and Gallagher are holding back Gulak, who has done a good job redefining himself, but they are holding each other down as well because they are extremely talented as singles wrestlers. Gulak cutting good promo, but his promos are very reminiscent of his quirky political character when he associates with Kendrick and Gallagher. Match number 1, Lucha House Party, Kalisto, Grand Metalik, and Lisserano versus Drew Gulak, Brian Kendrick, and Jack Gallagher. Kalisto and Gallagher started things off with Gallagher dominating with ground game. Kalisto escaped the belly to back with an arm drag. Kalisto then called for a timeout and did some odd but funny hip movement dance that popped the crowd. Lisserano tagged in and hit a drop toe hold on Kendrick. Lucha House Party then traded quick tags to work on Kendrick. Metalik grounded Kendrick with a Hurricanrana and drop kick. Quick tags ensued. Percy Watson and Vic Joseph talked about how Lisserano was not only a real-life teacher, but a rocket scientist that NASA wanted to hire. Gulak tagged in and was sent outside by Dorado. Dorado hit all three opponents on the outside with a springboard senton to the outside. More quick tags ensued. Gulak managed to power Kalisto to his corner to tag in Gallagher and cut the ring in half in his favor. Kalisto hit Gallagher with a Hurricanrana, but Kendrick made a blind tag and then tripped up Kalisto off the top rope. The heels cut Kalisto off for his team. Kalisto unsuccessfully tagged in Dorado, but the referee put him back in his corner due to Kendrick causing the referee to miss the tag. Isolation offense ensued. Gulak showed off some impressive chain wrestling by turning an Argentine backbreaker into a tequila sunrise. Brian Kendrick tagged in, and it looked like Kalissa's free leg was getting him out. Kalissa knocked out Kendrick with a tornado DDT to set up for the hot tag to Grand Metallic. Metallic hit Gallagher with a hard slap to the chest and super kick. Metallic then did a tightrope drop kick. Metallic assisted Dorado's jackknife pin attempt with a drop kick. Glock tagged in and fought Dorado. Dorado attempted a quick few pin attempts. Glock hit Dorado with a clothesline from hell for a near fall. Glock then tried to win with a roll-up with a handful of tights, but the referee caught it. This allowed Dorado to get a few quick pin attempts in himself. Kendrick tagged in and locked in a clunky-looking captain's hook. Everyone kicked each other out. Glock and Gallagher caught a flying Dorado. Dorado hit both men with a double lethal injection. Metallic and Callisto hit Glock and Gallagher with stereo tope con hilos. Kendrick blocked Dorado's tope with a captain's hook. Dorado escaped the hook and rolled up Kendrick for the win with a handful of tights. Lucha House Party defeated Glock, Kendrick, and Gallagher in 15 minutes, 13 seconds. Kendrick tried to protest to the referee about Dorado cheating to win with the tights. The match was fine, but again, the parts with Kendrick Gallagher seemed to be very worn out. Also not a huge fan of Glock introducing the hands on the tights in his repertoire because that's an old Drew Gulak. New Drew Gulak would win clean. But be a jerk about it, trying to injure his opponents. It also seemed to serve a short-term purpose for allowing the babyface Les Dorado to return the favor. If this leads to Les Dorado turning heel, then I'm intrigued because this company has not had a true heel masked luchador. Sin Cara Negro only lasted a few weeks before being pulled. But I feel that the cheap finish was only an excuse for the heels to ask for a rematch to drag out the feud. Big Joseph cut to a Hideo Itami Twitter selfie promo. Itami said most of his promo in Japanese. Itami then spoke in English about how Buddy Murphy and Mustafa Ali don't deserve to be champion. Itami ended his promo by saying, "I will make you respect me." Buddy Murphy was called to Jake Maverick's office for a meeting. Murphy cut off Maverick before he could say anything. That the only thing he wants is a match against Hideo. Murphy said if Maverick was good at his job, he would book the match. Murphy threatened not to wrestle on 205 Live if that doesn't happen. Maverick said Mustafa Ali also came to him with the same request to face Hideo. Maverick said neither man will get their request and isn't going to have another 205 Live main event ruined. Maverick said, as a word of warning, that the next time Murphy goes to speak to his boss, that he should come with an actual request rather than an ultimatum. Maverick said that everyone will get what they want when Maverick says so. But until then, Murphy should keep the peace as they go to commercial. Let's talk about wasted talent. The artist formerly known as Rockstar Spud is one of the better general managers in WWE today. But I can't help but feel that this immense talking talents are wasted on a minor show like this. Maverick would be a great managerial mouthpiece for someone, and even better as a wrestler who plays underdog to giants. Akira Tozawa made his entrance and was facing an enhancement wrestler who looked like a hobo version of Elias. Akira Tozawa versus Steve Irby. Tozawa knocked out Irby with his signature fake-out punch. Irby managed to get a thrust kick in on Tozawa, but Tozawa picked things back up quickly and hit his signature running senton. Irby then landed another kick, but put the boots to Tozawa. Irby actually managed to get a decent amount of clean strikes and holds on Tozawa until Tozawa hit Irby with a Hurricane Rana. Tozawa hit Irby with a missile drop kick. Tozawa used a spinning roundhouse to set up and hit Irby with the diving senton for the win. And the match took 2 minutes 26 seconds out of our lives. Not only was it odd that Tozawa was a business as usual after what was supposed to be a personal feud with Itami, but Tozawa also oddly gave up more offense than expected to a guy we will probably never see on 205 Live again. I do understand what they want to that they want to move Tommy to the main event, but that doesn't make it less odd for Tozawa. Anyways, I like 205 Live does regular enhancement matches in the middle of the show to help keep wrestlers warm for upcoming feuds. The best enhancement match in this spot so far was last week's TJP, one where he performed the entire match with a microphone in hand. Vic Joseph cut to the latest Leo Rush vignette. Leo Rush was shown standing at that penthouse area where EC3 cuts his promos. Leo said he's been waiting for the right time with a nice hook and right line. He said he was fishing for gold, the right kind. Rush said he's a little upset and disrespected. Rush wondered why there was 2 cruiserweight tournaments without the best cruiserweight in the world. Rush said soon the world is about to find why Rush is the right man at the right place at the right time. Tony Nese was doing tricep zips in the locker room. Nese said Mustafa Ali made a huge mistake accepting his challenge. Nese said tonight wasn't all about Ali. It was about Nese making statements at Ali's expense. Commercial break. Looking forward to seeing what they do with that with Leo Rush. These vignettes have been very good. Rush is a better promo than I thought. The only thing I see holding him back is how he looks and sounds like a 14-year-old kid. But the guy can wrestle in a unique way that not many other people can wrestle. The only other person in all of pro wrestling I can think of is that can match Rush's agility is Ricochet. The show cut to a TJP selfie promo again. TJP pointed out how this was another 205 Live episode without TJP in a high-profile spot. He said he was going to continue to stack up weights and Instagram likes. TJP said when the cruiser great becomes a heavy great, you'll never know what he'll show up next. TJP said when he's gone, Drake Maverick won't have to remind of TJP carrying 205 Live on his back. Parker said that the Maverick will remember him as the one that got away. Something's really clicking with him. That wasn't the greatest promo in the world by any means, but TJP is doing some of the best mic work in his career of the past few weeks. Is he putting in some work in the Performance Center on promos? Anyways, let's hope he continues to keep this up. Another very cool aspect that TJP introduced was the graduating to the heavyweight concept that we usually see formerly in companies like New Japan. That can be a nice tool in WWE storytelling arsenal if done right. Tony Nese did his old and unnecessarily long entrance, which includes ab puns. He did bring out Buddy Murphy with him. Cedric Alexander came out to even the odds. So Mustafa Ali with Cedric Alexander versus Tony Nese with Buddy Murphy. Nese started off the match with some good stiff punches on Ali. Ali sent Nese outside with a drop kick and a spinning heel kick. Buddy Murphy distracted Ali enough for Nese to get cheap shot forearm. Nese threw Ali like a basketball into the ring post. Drake Maverick was shown watching the match at a 90-degree angle backstage. Nese used a body scissors and chest slap on Ali on the ground. Ali countered a knee slam into a crossbody. Nese dunked Ali's head into the top rope. Ali dodged a springboard moonsault. Ali hit Nese with a rolling X Factor. Nese countered into a pump handle move, but Ali slipped away. Nese blocked a tornado DDT and did a matrix dodge. Ali and Nese took each other out with a double clothesline. Ali staggered Nese on top rope with a drop kick. Nese shoved Ali off the top rope and quickly gave Ali a lariat to the chest. Nese hits a pump handle Michinoku driver on Ali for a near fall. Ali blocked running Nese with a super kick. Nese escaped the inverted 450 with Murphy pulling him to ringside. Cedric Alexander yelled at Murphy for getting in the middle of this match. Ali hit Nese with a tope con hilo. Murphy caught Alexander with a running high knee. In the ring, Alexander caught Murphy with a back elbow and followed up with a suicide dive. Both men brawled up the ramp. Nese turned a roll-up into a vicious buckle bomb. Nese put the boot to Ali's face while yelling, "I'm better than you." Ali rolled away from the running Nese, causing Nese to knee the buckle. Ollie hit Nice with the Tornado DDT, and then their inverted 450 for the win. And the match took 10 minutes and 9 seconds out of our lives. Ollie grabbed the microphone and asked Drake Maverick to give everyone what they want. Ollie said, Murphy and Hideo want to rip each other's heads off. Ollie asked for a triple threat match for next week. Josh Ventez interviewed Drake Maverick. Maverick said sometimes his job is very easy because of how things set themselves up. Maverick then closed the show by booking next week's triple threat main event. A good match where the outcome was not in question at all. Extra players on the outside were also extraneous. The oddest part was Alexander coming out to help his buddy Ollie when it would have been better for WWE to try to spark some tension between the two, since Ollie wants a match against Alexander down the road. To Nice's credit, he has made efforts to improve his in-ring style and stands out in the aspect compared to what he was doing before the show reboot. What Nice struggles at his character, which is an old relic of a bad time. Mixed feeling on this episode. It was decent. In-ring was solid, but nothing stood out as a must-see or great. This reminded me of a good episode of the old 205 Live with Neville as champion. That's not a great thing to be compared to, and hopefully this week is anomaly. The dark main event of Smack after 205 Live from SmackDown crew, Daniel Bryan faces longtime rival The Miz. The crowd was behind Bryan throughout the match and chanted punch his face at one point before Bryan finally got the win, sending fans home happy. And that concludes my SmackDown 205 Live results for this week. Thanks again to you on being. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.